The one thing when I started understanding it as a career, the one thing that I definitely had been told was that special education is kind of one of those areas where once you get in, it's hard to get out, because especially if you're good at it, people are going to try to keep you in here, or they may, even if you're not good at it, they're probably going to see you as, oh, all you can do is work with those types of students. So if you find yourself in a position where you have a chance and you want to move over into the to be a classroom teacher, you're going to have to take advantage of that if that's something that you want to do. And so I felt like I wanted a different challenge. And so at the time also I was moving. I was moving from from Austin up to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That was the plan. And so the one thing that I knew that I looked at as how I was going to be able to make the transition over to from a special education teacher to a classroom teacher was, I knew that if I stay in the area, if I stayed at elementary, I had a very good shot of being able to be able to move over to a classroom teacher, because elementaries are very women dominated. Like your majority of the campus is going to be women, and so I knew, like, there's definitely a need for not just more men at the elementary level, but more men in the classroom, at the elementary level. So if I stayed, if I stayed at the elementary level and I applied for a position for an elementary level teacher, there was a good chance that classroom teacher, there's a good chance that somebody would give me a shot at doing that, even though they saw my background with special education. And it worked. I ended up going, not necessarily, I actually went to a perfect situation for what I had been working with, the type of students I've been working with as far as age-wise. I went to an intermediate school, and intermediate school was only 5th and 6th grade. And so I applied for a position as a 6th grade math teacher at an intermediate school, and it just so happened that I drove up to Dallas for the interview. Actually, no, I drove up to Fort Worth. The school was in Fort Worth. I drove up to Fort Worth for the interview, and when I drove back home and I got home, they had offered me the position. So that's how I was able to transition from being a special education teacher to a 6th grade math teacher. And I taught 6th grade math for the next 3 years.